I spend my entire life out on the firing line. I constantly watch guys uncase custom Cerakoted $3,000 safe queens. They look absolutely incredible on a social media feed. But the moment they get some serious carbon buildup or a little grit in the action, they choke. You get a dead click instead of a loud bang. Listen up, because here is the unfiltered truth. If the grid goes down or the commercial supply chain completely locks up, aesthetics mean absolutely nothing. You need a dedicated kinetic problem solver, a mechanical tool that cycles every single time your finger breaks that trigger wall. We are skipping the overhyped Gucci gear today. We are diving straight into 7 utilitarian, battle-proven survival platforms that will not drain your savings account. These are absolute workhorses designed to keep you breathing and keep your freezer stocked when things go completely dark. Let us get down to business. Number 7. Ruger American Ranch. If you want a bolt action that punches way above its price tag, this is your huckleberry. Ruger took their bomb-proof American platform and practically customized it for the modern Minuteman. You can chamber this rifle in the most common logistical calibers on the planet. We are talking 223 Remington, 300 Blackout, and 7.62 by 39. Need to drop something massive? Step up to the 450 Bushmaster or 6.5 Grendel. You get a 16-inch cold hammer-forged barrel. They added spiral fluting to shave off ounces and cool the barrel much faster during heavy use. It tips the scales at barely 6 pounds. That is the absolute sweet spot. Light enough to carry through the brush for 3 days, but heavy enough to stabilize your crosshairs on a target at 200 yards. The new Monte Carlo stock is a massive upgrade. It features a highly adjustable comb and removable length of pull spacers. If you are running a heavy chest rig or thick winter gear, you can dial that stock down to 12 inches. Tuck it right into your shoulder pocket for maximum recoil control. Inside, Ruger utilizes their proprietary power bedding blocks. It free floats the barrel and locks the action down like a bank vault. That is the secret sauce for printing sub-MOA groups on a working man's budget. The bolt features a rugged 3-lug design with a short 70-degree throw. Your knuckles will never snag on your scope bell when you are cycling the action in a gunfight. Up front, you have a factory-threaded muzzle complete with a radial brake. If you snag the 300 Blackout model, do yourself a huge favor and thread a can onto it. Running heavy subsonic rounds, it genuinely sounds like a pneumatic nail gun. It feeds from detachable box magazines, and many models accept standard AR-15 mags. My only real critique is that the magazine release is slightly recessed. You will need to run some serious dry fire drills to build that reload muscle memory. For around $500 to $600, this is the ultimate perimeter defender. Number 6. Mossberg Maverick 88. Sometimes, tactical finesse is the wrong answer, and you just need raw, devastating kinetic energy. When your budget is razor thin, the Maverick 88 is the undisputed king of the shotgun world. This is an unapologetic 12-gauge pump-action sledgehammer. It swallows 3-inch Magnum shells without breaking a sweat. I always recommend the security model to my students. You get a maneuverable 20-inch barrel and an extended tube that holds 8 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. Under the hood, this is essentially a legendary Mossberg 500. It features the exact same dual extractors, twin action bars, and steel-to-steel lockup. To keep the price tag down, the engineers simply moved the safety from the top tang down to the trigger guard. They also molded the polymer forend directly onto the action bars. Do not let the plastic construction fool you for a second. I have personally watched guys run hundreds of rounds of high brass buckshot and heavy lead slugs through these without a single drop of lubrication. It just violently chucks empty hulls and begs for more. Now, it is a very lightweight 12-gauge. When you touch off a heavy defensive load, you are going to feel that recoil all the way up to your jawbone. But the real magic of this platform is the modularity. It is fully compatible with almost every Mossberg 500 accessory on the commercial market. You can swap the stock, change the barrel profile, or add tactical weapon lights as your budget allows. The crossbolt safety might annoy the southpaws out there, and the finish is a very utilitarian parkerized coating. But for $200 to $300, this is the cheapest life insurance policy you can lean in the corner of your bedroom. Number 5. Kel-Tec Sub-2000 Generation 3. Historically, pistol-caliber carbines that folded in half came with a massive tactical flaw. You had to remove your red dot, which meant totally losing your zero. Kel-Tec completely shattered that limitation with the Generation 3. This is a 9mm direct blowback carbine featuring a threaded 16.15-inch barrel. When it is fully deployed, it is a highly capable 30-inch defensive tool. But when you fold it, it shrinks down into a tiny 16 by 6-inch package. You can drop this right into an ordinary gym bag and completely fly under the radar in an urban environment. The absolute game changer is the twisting handguard assembly. Pull the release latch, twist the barrel exactly 90 degrees, and fold it straight back. Your mounted optic swings completely out of the way. When you snap it back open, your red dot is dead center and ready to fight. The new forend is absolutely loaded with M-LOK slots to handle your weapon lights and laser modules. Kel-Tec also ditched the old plastic trigger assembly. You now get a premium aluminum trigger shoe that breaks cleanly right at 4.7 pounds. Let us talk about range performance. Because it operates on direct blowback physics, the internal bolt is heavy. You will feel much more felt recoil than you would on a gas-operated platform. And I will be completely transparent with you as an instructor. You must vet your hollow point defensive ammunition through this specific gun. Some of these carbines chew through cheap steel-cased ammo all day long. Others will throw a nasty stovepipe malfunction if they do not like the bullet profile. Test your gear on the range before you ever trust your life to it. But the absolute best feature? It runs natively on standard Glock 17 or Glock 19 magazines. Pairing your primary carbine and your secondary sidearm to the exact same magazine pool is a logistical masterpiece. Coming in around $450, this is the ultimate get-home truck gun. Number 4. Chiappa Little Badger. If we are talking about ultralight, off-grid wilderness survival, this little unit stands completely alone. This rifle strips away absolutely everything that is not mechanically required to fire a cartridge. It weighs well under 3 pounds and folds up smaller than a collapsed camera tripod. Its entire mission profile is to hide silently inside your go bag until you desperately need to put meat over a campfire. This is a pure, single-shot, break-action rimfire. You can grab it in .22 long rifle, .22 Magnum, or 17 HMR. It features a 16.5-inch barrel attached to a totally skeletonized wire stock. The receiver block offers 4 small Picatinny rails. You can easily clamp on a micro red dot or a small streamlight for night foraging. Here is a pro tip straight from the survival community. Take 100 feet of 550 paracord and tightly weave it around that cold wire stock. It instantly creates a comfortable cheek weld, and you have emergency cordage literally attached to your weapon system. The muzzle comes threaded straight from the factory. Throwing a rimfire suppressor on a $200 survival gun is an absolute blast. Operating this weapon is ridiculously simple. Break the action open, load a single round, manually cock the external hammer, break the shot. The trigger pull is definitely on the heavy side, but that hammer spring hits the firing pin with serious, undeniable force. It will reliably ignite the cheapest, oldest rimfire ammunition you have rolling around in an old ammo can. Do not expect sniper-level precision, but you can confidently harvest a rabbit or a squirrel at 50 yards. Because you only get one shot, it heavily forces intense trigger discipline and solid marksmanship fundamentals. It is a fantastic tool to teach a beginner or to vacuum seal inside PVC pipe as a buried cache weapon. Number 3. Savage Model 42 Takedown. When you are humping heavy gear miles into the backcountry, ounces equal pounds, and pounds equal pain. You absolutely do not want to carry a dedicated rifle and a heavy shotgun strapped to your back. The Savage Model 42 completely solves that logistical nightmare. This is an over-under break-action masterpiece. You get a precision .22 long rifle barrel riding directly on top of a 410-bore shotgun barrel. If you need to stretch your legs a bit further, Savage offers a .22 Magnum variant as well. Both barrels measure exactly 20 inches, keeping the overall system weight right at 6 pounds. Operating it in the field is incredibly intuitive. There is a simple mechanical selector switch located right on the external hammer. Flick it up for rimfire precision, flick it down for the scattergun. The takedown system is a stroke of brilliant engineering. Press a single recessed button located on the forend, pull down, and the entire weapon splits into two highly compact halves. Zero tools required. Because this platform completely lacks a complex reciprocating bolt or slide, the mechanical reliability is practically flawless. The 410 chamber safely handles both 2.5-inch and 3-inch shotgun shells. You can run fine birdshot for upland game, or drop in a 3-inch buckshot shell to handle a coyote pushing through the brush. The rimfire barrel provides plenty of inherent accuracy for gathering small game at that 50-yard line. You are strictly restricted to exactly 2 trigger pulls before you have to manually reload. But that limitation forces you to think like a traditional hunter instead of a tactical operator. For homesteaders checking fence lines or preppers building a bug-out kit, combining 2 calibers into one rigid chassis is incredibly smart. Priced around $500, this is American-made utility at its absolute finest. Number 2. Henry AR-7 U.S. Survival Rifle. This platform has a rich military bloodline that traces straight back to the United States Air Force. The original aerospace engineers designed it for one singular, desperate purpose: keeping a downed fighter pilot alive in the most hostile wilderness environments on Earth. The party trick of the AR-7 is legendary. Every single component of this weapon breaks down and stores completely inside its own hollow, waterproof buttstock. And yes, if you drop it out of your canoe or bush plane, the entire sealed package floats right on the surface. It operates as a rugged, semi-automatic .22 long rifle. The 16.1-inch barrel is actually a thin steel liner, heavily encased in a rugged ABS polymer shell. When completely packed away, the entire tactical footprint is only 16.5 inches long. Henry Repeating Arms took over the manufacturing and heavily upgraded the original schematic. They smoothed out the ergonomics and brilliantly redesigned the internal storage compartment to hold the receiver and 3 total magazines. They added a high-visibility orange front sight post and cut a dovetail rail right into the top of the receiver. Assembly takes mere seconds under stress. Just remember, the barrel is secured to the action via a threaded collar. Hand tighten it only. Do not ever crank on it with tools. In my professional experience, this specific action demands high-velocity ammunition. Feed it premium fuel like CCI Minimags, and it will run like a tuned sewing machine. You can consistently expect reliable 2-inch groupings out to 50 yards. The major tactical limitation here is the storage capability. If you mount a modern scope on that dovetail rail, the receiver will absolutely no longer fit inside the hollow stock. You are heavily forced to use the iron sights if you want to maintain the stowaway feature. But for bush pilots, cross-country hikers, and boaters, this is the ultimate self-contained insurance policy. You can easily snag one for under $300. Number 1. Ruger 10/22 Takedown. We have finally reached the absolute apex predator of the survival gun market. If you locked 100 seasoned survival instructors in a room, the overwhelming majority would grab this rifle when the sirens start wailing. The Ruger 10/22 Takedown. Ruger took the most reliable, battle-tested rimfire action in American history and split it right down the middle. They gave us a fully portable system that sacrifices absolutely zero ballistic performance. This is a semi-automatic .22 long rifle featuring an 18.5-inch cold hammer-forged barrel. The true tactical genius of this platform lies in the locking collar. Lock the bolt back to the rear, push the release lever, give the barrel a quick twist, and the rifle instantly separates into 2 short segments. It vanishes entirely inside an ordinary hiking pack. Unlike competing takedown designs that get dangerously loose over time, Ruger installed a genius tension adjustment ring. As the metal-on-metal mating surfaces inevitably wear down over thousands of rounds, you simply tighten the collar. This guarantees your mechanical zero never shifts, no matter how many times you assemble and disassemble the gun in the field. It natively utilizes Ruger's famous 10-round rotary magazine, which sits perfectly flush inside the magwell. But if you need to lay down serious volume, slap in their factory 25-round extended sticks. The inherent accuracy is consistently spectacular. Feed it match-grade ammunition, and you will punch ragged holes at 50 yards all day long. Maintenance is a massive upgrade over the standard fixed barrel model. Because the barrel comes off, you can run a cleaning rod straight through the breech instead of risking damage by scrubbing from the muzzle end. Ruger even ships it in a heavy-duty ballistic nylon carrying case with specific padded compartments for all your gear. And since it is a 1022, the aftermarket support is quite literally infinite. You can drop in a match trigger, upgrade the bolt assembly, or swap it into a tactical folding chassis. The reliability is a flawless 5 out of 5 stars. It will run absolutely filthy, it will run bone dry, and it will keep your family fed. Priced around $400, it is a generational weapon. You buy it once and you pass it down to your kids. That is exactly why it takes the #1 spot. All right, let us wrap this brief up. We just systematically covered 7 extremely capable firearms that heavily respect your hard-earned dollar. More importantly, they will absolutely not let you down when society hits the panic button. Whether your specific tactical environment demands the silent precision of a rimfire, the brute force trauma of a 12-gauge, or the extended ballistic reach of a centerfire bolt action, you need to aggressively integrate at least one of these platforms into your overall preparedness plan. At the end of the day, the absolute best survival rifle on Earth is the one you actually have slung across your chest when the chaos kicks off. Do not just buy gear and lock it away in a dark safe. Get out to the flat range and train until your hands bleed. If you found serious value in this intel and you want to support a channel that tells you the unfiltered truth, do me a massive favor right now. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Drop down into the comment section below. I want to hear your voice. Tell me exactly which one of these 7 platforms you would bet your life on. Or let me know what your current bug-out loadout looks like. I read every single comment, and I love seeing how you guys are running your kits. Keep your powder dry. Train to a standard, not a feeling, and I will see you out on the firing line.